Hi everyone. Overnight, Nick Pope made a number of comments and allegations towards the author of Left at Eastgate, Larry Warren. In a moment, you're going to hear from Larry and his reply to Nick Pope. I'm just going to read out the post that Nick posted. Some months ago, Peter Robbins announced that he was severing professional ties with his Left at Eastgate co-author Larry Warren, but declined to go into details. Now, in a radio interview, Peter stated that it was Warren's repeated lies that lay behind this split, confirming what all genuine Rendlesham Forest witnesses and researchers already knew, namely that parts of Warren's story were stolen from other witnesses, while other parts were entirely fabricated. Other aspects of this saga have still to be addressed and are likely to be matters for the police. These include Warren's repeated threats of violence against women, and his sale of rock memorabilia, seemingly based on bogus claims of friendships with various celebrities. However, for now, Peter Robbins is to be commended for having had the courage and the integrity to make what was clearly a difficult and painful admission, that he had been taken in by Warren's lies. Credit should also go to the researchers who worked hard to uncover hard evidence of Warren's various lies and frauds. In particular, Sasha Christie, Alison Dunlop, David Young and James Welsh, but others too, mainly in the UK. The verdict from the wider UFO community is clear. The Larry Warren story is officially dead. Now, Larry Warren. Okay, Larry, it's over to you now, mate.
All right, this is for Nick Pope again, and I'm aware of your post on your page, slander, defamation, whatever you want to call it. Just going to cover a few points with you again. I don't know. You've been out of the UK a long time. You're not really respected here, brother. And this ain't me putting spin on nothing. What you are doing for your minions, who mean nothing to me, frankly, and you don't speak for ufology, brother. I can tell you that. You just tore yourself out for just about whatever you can do. That's fine. Works for you. First of all, a few points, probably not in order. That's okay. I'm not illiterate. I wrote all my parts in my book, and I remain proud of them, and I stand by them. I have some notes because you really are on one today, probably enjoying yourself. But really, you're just bouncing off walls in a little concrete bunker. I want to cover a few things because I really don't care what you think about me. But a few things here that you're really crossing into some dangerous territory, my friend. You are mouthing off about 4 people I've taken legal action against in this country: Christie, Young, Dunlop, and Welsh. I would suspect you don't even actually know any of them in real life. And so you're a foolish little fella, as usual. And they're well known for what they've done. I want to talk about the business, my business. I've been related to the music business for a long time, since the 70s, and I have worked with an awful lot of big people, and I have to prove that to you. And you keep mentioning John Lennon. I met John Lennon twice, man, So, too bad you didn't. He met a lot of people. So let's get that silly stuff out. It sounds like abject jealousy, my friend, which I think that radiates throughout your writing. Again, I'm not illiterate, and I don't do rants. I just tell the facts about matters. I want to do another thing. I have never threatened any women at all, or made, death threats. I would have been arrested for it. The law in England states such. And the 4 people you're talking about would have no problem. But you see, their hands are very dirty. But I'm not here to educate you because, you can't fix stupid. So we've covered the death threats that never happened. Rock memorabilia. Now, you've called me a criminal. I have supplied the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I have advised them also. I've also supplied Hard Rock cafes around the world via dealing with the states. I do, in fact, know many, 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 many famous, you call them celebrities, they are musicians, artists. And Peter Robbins knows that very well. He knew a few of them mutually. And that's probably a world you'll never be exposed to. I certainly wouldn't have issued you a backstage pass. My Facebook is full of people that have met some deceased rock stars through me. That has nothing to do with Rendlesham. But as far as calling me a forger, a liar, and all these, actually, that's a matter for lawyers and defamation and slander. Now, if you weren't hiding out in Tucson, Arizona, where I have mutual friends, by the way, you might hear them on a weekend or something. You never know. You know, if you were here, I'd have you. Unfortunately, I'm not a rich man. But, you know, you're a silly guy. And then you're silly. You're just really a silly. I'm not even angry with you. You're silly. Um, I'm trying to find, you know, because, you know, I'm illiterate. I have a note here. Again, the four researchers, my friend, ridiculous. And this is spin. You are just dancing lies and lies. That's what you're doing. Um, I see Colin Andrews, who, how easily some people in your chosen profession, if it is, I don't think it is, jump aboard without any proof. None of your facts are checkable. They are just spun, untrue lies with little grains of fact and then spun out. Uh, I was a witness to the Rendlesham Forest incidents. I don't care what Colin says at all. I wish him well. I think he's another weak one, but his opinions mean nothing to me. They really don't. He isn't he a crop circle person? I don't get it. But again, that's just an example how easy people, Nick, will run up to you. I do recall you and Colin having handbags at dawn not a few years ago, I guess. It's funny the alliances in your little chosen game, isn't it? Really strange. I'm happy I'm not part of it. So, you know, you're telling how our book should be done and banned and all, you know, names off. It has none of your business, my friend. And your book's tanked after months. My book's been in print 20 years. It'll be in print another 100 probably, you know. That's just the way it is. I'm not a prolific writer, but that's my story. See, another part you say, Nick Pope, that I, you know, made up, you know, I stole someone's account. Well, that guy's been on, there's numerous people that are with me that are on record. Your followers probably don't know because they don't know much about Rendlesham. You're just a figurehead on television they see, and that's exciting to interact and become part of something, whether it's positive or negative. I've been around longer than you in all this, and I've seen it all for years. It's kind of sad. If you like those people around you, good for you. I don't surround myself with yes people and, you know, people that really don't look into things. But I'm not going to have my family's good name assassinated, my friend. I can tell you what. Now, you have an issue with Gary Heseltine, who was a detective, by the way. He wasn't just a constable with the British Transport Police. And when I was presented that award, I was very proud of it last year. But I will say this, and I gave it to my son, but I will say this, you know, next time you're in England, I will hook up with you. We can meet. I'm easy to reach. And I will bring it with me. And because you seem to want it, you know, maybe you didn't get enough awards or ever. And you take it off me. I'll even bring the gift box. You just come, we'll hook up, and you just take that award from me because I don't deserve it, right? You need it. You can have it if you can take it from me, and we'll do that anytime. It's like the polygraph exams. I've invited you to them too. If we get some company, you know, all the TV people with balls, let's all do them. You too. You stuck your nose into Rendlesham years ago to the point that some morons out there think that you were working the MOD desk when they happened. And I think you were being beat up on the schoolyard at that time. So that's impossible. But you don't stop that myth. It's all showbiz, isn't it, Nick? Now, you go into specifics about my Russ Kellett calling him a Nazi and a racist and all this. His mother just passed away last week. Pride won't matter to your sort of people. I understand this. But he is neither. And every item I ever did business with him or anyone are checked 1,000,000 times over. It's called provenance. That has nothing to do with saying you knew someone. You know, at all. I didn't know Buddy Holly, but I've had his autographs, whether you like it or not. And I would bet real hard American money that I know more about handwriting, signature, authenticity, provenance in that industry than you will ever know, ever. And Peter Robbins knows this to be so too. But these are just little easy weapons you can throw at me that aren't true. But unfortunately, this is a slander issue. You're not stupid. I won't call you stupid, but you're acting stupid. So this is for you. And I don't know what I'm missing. Am I missing anything, Tino? Tino's here actually because he helps me with these memory problems. As far as that, Steve Longero, Adrian Bastinza goes out there 4 decades almost on the record. And now I hypnotized him to say, I mean, this is why I'm from a really kind of normal family. They're really sane people. And this is why they're always a little embarrassed that I was around the subject. I'm proud of what I did. I got Rendell had nothing to do with that. You never went on anything other than just ride the surfboard. That's all most of the researchers do. I have no regard for any of you. If you read the book, you'll see I'm not a fan of your chosen profession, which was kind of schizophrenic. Now, Peter, with him, I don't know what Peter's going to do. I've addressed him already. And you do what y'all want, really. But, with Rendlesham, the problem is no one, my book, is about 2 chapters of the incidents as they happened. I'm the only guy who produced the evidence of them happening. And, at the end, the rest of it's about my friends and family. And you're calling them liars, too. So all I can say is, you say I like making threats. This ain't a threat. You want that award. When you're in England again, I don't know if they let you back in every now and then. You're certainly not doing much work over here. You get your little self over, and I'll bring the award, and we can debate these, and you can take that award from me. I'll give it to you. Promise. It's yours. You just come and get it. And, you better watch your mouth, son, I'll tell you, because I can get judgments on you here, and that ain't a joke. That ain't a joke. These things, the law takes a long time. So as far as being a criminal, not at all. Peter Robbins knows that. And, and as far as May Pang, let's go into that. I lived with May Pang. I went out with May Pang. Peter knows that too. And May Pang has nothing to do with that. That drawing was done. Unfortunately, Kellett put it out in tabloid newspapers. May Pang's an old ex-girlfriend, okay? You never went out with May Pang. I did. That was interesting. And that drawing was done for a guy named Larry, who ran a radio station that Jennifer Stein worked at a charity fundraiser in 1975 when John was asked on the air about his 74 UFO sighting. He drew that for the radio on-air host. There were photographs of John doing that. So once again, you're aiming at an audience that don't know much of much. And if that's what you surround yourself with, son, God help you. No wonder your wife, I hear, don't let you out unless it's to make some money. Maybe she knows what you're surrounded with. Who knows? She's probably looking out after you. But I'll tell you, my friend, no one's messing with my family like this. You're a coward, for real, because you're just a type and tough, Nick, is what we call it. And you're allied with 4 people that I've taken provable legal action against already, and they'll have to go to court soon enough and answer to it. And if they don't, it's contempt of court, and you know where that goes. You're from England. And it's just a matter of the time and getting it done. And I have 3 years to do it, and provable can do it. Also, John Hansen, he's another one with his book that will probably have to, go and answer for it down the line. So again, you surrounded yourself with people that are just absolute trolls and tramps and liars. And that's fine. And Peter, what he's done, doing the same, I can't explain it, don't much care. The book is my story, 100%. Holt himself verified my military record because I brought it to him. So stop spinning stuff for your little fan base because they're really irrelevant. They're not that bright from what I see. And the UFO researchers just hear the newest thing and just boom. You know what, guys? I've done stuff that you could never do. And I've seen things you will never see. And I'll always be standing tall long after you went cock-a-doodle-doo. Nick, good day to you, sir, too.
Okay, Larry. Nick mentioned you stealing someone else's story. Would you like to go into a bit more detail about that?
Yeah, oh, that's a pleasure, sure. Nick, you keep running this narrative over and over, you and your friends, that, Adrian, we served together. You're never in the military at all. You wore a tie somewhere. But, at the end of the day, the fact is that I did go through the events, just as Adrian has stated, at least three specific times over the last nearly 40 years. Um, and I'm not explaining this to you. You know it. But your fan base probably doesn't. That's fine, but I'm going to put it out there. Bastenza lived 2 dorms from me. In March of 81, not the next morning, we got together, as you know, via a note coming to me from his girlfriend, Cindy Schultz, girlfriend at the time. She had red hair. Your friend Georgina, God rest her soul, has that note in its original form. I imagine you have it now. But it's not relevant, and it is, but you're not going to lay it out there, are you, Nikki? But at the end of the day, so we decided we had to get this out. Not you tell my story, I'll tell his. We had to get it out, and our thoughts in those days, 1981, was to go to the newspapers. And that's how you thought then. Not ufologists, newspapers. So I got out honorably, fully honorably, not even by the, I wasn't thrown out. I left honorably under a whole different code than your buddy Hall puts out. But that's another video presentation. In the end, in 1984, Adrian spoke with acting lieutenant in Connecticut, Lawrence Fawcett, on a lengthy telephone interview, which is in our book. We didn't make that up. That's transcribed from those tapes, verifying the events and my involvement with him in them. Next, Adrian did that with one of your other buddies, Ronnie Dugdale, who is from Norfolk or wherever he's from, and in an email expressed the same, and Ronnie published that some years back. It's been widely read. I won't even go through it with you. Recently, a year and a half ago or so, or a year ago, John Burroughs' radio show with Linda Howe, and Adrian and me at the end of it. And Adrian and I recounted the incident with us. He also put more of the bizarre elements around me. I don't think Linda Howe or John liked that. I sure didn't, but I didn't put words into his head. And I will tell your audience or anyone out there, I have not spoken to Adrian Bastenza in 37 years. Okay? I hold him in high regard. He was a good guy. But, and whatever's gone on, I'm sure the guy's just terrified on what have I gotten involved in, La Casa Nostra, all the things, Nick, you and your people are doing to character assassinate, because you want a set narrative of Rendlesham. That's all you want. That's what you're doing. People see through you. I'm not in this to win friends and, be on the circuit. I've done it. I've done every gig you'd ever done way before you ever done them. Around the world. I've been on every kind of TV show, could care less. And I did it way before you. But I'm also the guy that got these events out. I can't speak for other people why they do. I noticed my friend Steve Longero, who also came out and verified my presence, etc., and everyone else's. I mean, no, please, folks, no one would make any of this up, nor could they. And he was character assassinated instantly. So there is a set narrative you people are trying to get out. People are aware of it. They do know it. Some people are going to just jump right on the old hayride with you. But in the end of the day, Nick, I've educated you once again. So again, that award offer is open, though. And let's do a polygraph, you and me, side by side with Hall, Burroughs, Peniston, whoever else, and get this going, huh? Because, I ain't going nowhere.